Can you tell us the quick story of how this came together in the end?
Well, obviously, what our understanding was is that there were a lot of cities that were all trying to land this. For us, it's real important. In Austin, we're blessed and lucky to have a lot of really high-paying jobs. But where we're really deficient is in those middle skill jobs. The opportunity to have manufacturing with thousands of middle skill jobs, clean manufacturing that has a tech tie. So that matches up to Austin, and it's being located in a part of our town that historically has not had economic engines. So it hits on lots of cylinders for us.
We've been looking for details on tax breaks. That's normally what people look at when a big project is announced. It doesn't sound like the giveaway was that huge. Do you feel like you got a good deal?
Well, a real good deal for the city because the city didn't do any incentives. The school district in the area gave an incentive, but the way that school finance works in the state of Texas, it's really nothing but benefit for them. And then the county in the area gave a relatively small tax break incentive, but will generate additional funds. For us, we're investing a lot in the city and have been on workforce development in lots of different ways to try to increase those middle skill job opportunities. So it was real consistent. But this was not driven by the incentives.
Here, I'm curious what you think ultimately the economic impact will be. Now, I realize Austin has already been a city and a metro area that has been bringing in quite a number of companies, especially tech companies. Also, I think about Army Futures Command. But with Tesla actually now building a factory there, too, do you expect that to bring even more business to your area?
We think it will. We think it'll help a lot. We have some other tech companies, lots of them that are here. Apple last year announced a $1 billion program here. But what this represents, I think, is a little bit different. It's the kind of jobs that it represents in our city. We're excited about having the opportunity of taking people from places where they're not making living wages and move them into manufacturing kind of jobs. We're also real hopeful that this is going to lead to a lot of satellite suppliers and satellite businesses that are going to want to be near a factory like this. With the land that they have on the east side of town, it's an old reclaimed mining site. It kind of looks like the surface of the moon. We're excited to have that property redone, but they can expand that, and we hope and expect that they will. So a lot of the satellite suppliers we expect to come along. And now that we're going through the virus, and we, like so many cities, are so challenged right now with potentially losing jobs and losing opportunities, this was just a wonderful news for us as we think about coming out the backside of the virus, which one day we know will happen.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to shift gears a little bit. Obviously, we've seen the big surge in coronavirus cases in recent weeks in the state of Texas. It looks like for Austin specifically, though, based on the data, that new cases are down over the past week or so. Hospital admissions seem to be leveling off. How are you assessing that data? And if that's actually the case, if potentially perhaps we could be seeing a peak that has already come and gone in Austin, what would you attribute that flattening or, I guess, leveling off of the curve to?
Well, I tell you, the debate that's happening in and around the country about whether or not masks are important or not, or whether a mandatory policy with respect to masks are important or not, just needs to look at Austin. A little over 3 weeks ago, all the modeling that we had projected that we would overrun our ICUs and the staffing for that now. I mean, we were just screaming on a trajectory that was rising. We were lobbying and pushing for the ability to have a mask mandate, not so that we could put people in jail or really give people tickets, but just from the messaging that comes from the government all aligned to say this is something that's important that people need to do. That happened here. Our community heard that message conveyed that way, the adoption of mask wearing went up significantly. And when that happens, the virus goes down. And we're one of the examples that everybody should be looking at who reduce that issue to a partisan discussion. It's not partisan. It is the most effective thing that we've been able to do.